Andrea, and I am a tarot card reader in New Orleans. And today I want to talk about a pattern that can stand in the way of your own happiness. Here we have the card Happiness, and the reason I'm showing you that first is I want you to notice how full the cups are and how they're filling each other up, and the fountain continues to flow. What we have here, can you see? The Eight of Cups. Not such a happy fountain. This fountain's being drained. It's not flowing. It's draining. And the reason why it's illustrated that way is it is a pattern of overgiving, or giving without boundaries. So what that ends up doing is taxing that person to the point where they're drained and they have nothing more to give. I like to equate it with pouring everything good you have in a bucket with a hole in it. You'll continue to drain out and demand more. And the best you can do is sometimes keep it full for a little while before it all drains out and asks for more yet again. It's okay to be a giving person. As a matter of fact, that's beautiful. It's what the world needs is kind people. But on the other side of that one, it's wrong to give without boundaries or regard yourself in that equation. That is a way of self-sabotage. What we're looking at here is when this happens, not only not having boundaries, but allowing other people to decide your boundaries for you, which we are living in a world where there are a lot of takers, but also think about how that communicates to the rest of the world. What the thing we continue to say is, don't mind. I don't mind. I take on this much because it's okay. So when we communicate that, people burden you with more than you can chew because it's okay. The other thing is that what that also does is breed resentment, because we are expecting other people to know where we feel taxed and the boundaries, so we get angry at them for being inconsiderate and taking more than we can give. So this is a really bad pattern, and it continues to cycle itself out to where you're turned into a husk, and yet you're still trying to figure out a way to give more than what you can. It's not, like I said, it's not wrong to be kind and giving. It's just bad to give without yourself in that equation. You want to give to yourself as part of that as badly as you want to give to others. You want to make sure that you give to yourself. When you have boundaries, or let's talk about boundaries for a second. When that moment where you feel like taxed, like to the point where you're like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, when it's for somebody else, not for your own challenge or overcoming something to be better. Whenever you're taking on something for someone else and you feel like you don't know how you're going to be able to do it, think about that as a place to put a boundary up. Think about whenever you take on stuff, also being able to say, I can do this much for you, but I can't take on that. That's too much. No one thinks that person who has the boundary that that's too much is a jerk. You can still give without giving too much. The other part of it too is you also give people a chance to respect your boundaries. Having boundaries is a beautiful thing that allow people to go, oh, okay, well, don't ask that much out of that person because that's too much. And they told me, so now I know. It's really great whenever you can have that exchange and then you feel respected and you give that person a chance to respect you. Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of inconsiderate people that don't care and will take anyway. That's why it's really, really, really important, no matter what, whether you're giving to a person that has consideration or not, to know yourself and know those boundaries. If you do not have them, start looking inside. Start thinking of situations where it was too much. And then don't repeat those. Learn from it so that way you and be this fountain. You want to be this fountain. Don't let one of your best features become your worst. You can still be loving and giving. Just also be loving and giving to yourself. I hope that was helpful. I'll see you guys again. I'm Andrea, New Orleans Tarot Card Reader. See you soon.